Listen to me. Success doesn't come with a shortcut. You think you're just gonna wake up one morning and rise to the top because you wish for it? Success don't have an elevator, fam. You gotta take the stairs. Every step, every sweat, every tear, every sacrifice. You don't get to skip levels. Life don't work like that. Success ain't about what's easy. It's about what's necessary. You looking at people who made it and thinking, I want that. But you don't see the nights they cried, the times they failed, the moments they almost quit. You don't see the stairs they climb. While you sleeping, they grinding. While you distracted, they focused. While you complaining, they climbing. Then let me tell you something. Those stairs, they're gonna hurt. They're gonna test you. But with every step, you get stronger. With every setback, you get smarter. You build resilience. You build discipline. You build that fire that can't be put out. You say you want success? Prove it. Show up when it's hard. Push when it's painful. Keep climbing when everyone else gave up. Don't beg for an elevator that doesn't exist. Build yourself through the stairs. Because when you earn it, when you reach the top, breathless, bloody, and bold, that success will mean something. It'll be yours. Not handy, not luck. Yours. So get up, tighten your laces, square your shoulders, and take that first step. There's no elevator, only the stairs. Now climb. Let me break this down for you. Crystal clear. Success is not fast food. It's not a drive-through. It's not something you order, swipe your card for, and boom, it shows up in your lap. Nah, that's not how this works. That's not how anything great works. You want success, real lasting legacy level success, you better get ready to grind. You better understand this truth right here. Success does not come with shortcuts. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be wealthy, respected, free, at peace. But the problem is, most people want to get it without earning it. They want the destination without the journey. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. They want the elevation without the climb. They looking for the elevator. But I'm telling you right now, there is no elevator to success. Only stairs. That means every single level, you gotta earn it. You can't skip the struggle. You can't bypass the pain. You can't avoid the early mornings, the late nights, the failures, the rejection, the grind. That's the tax you gotta pay to reach the top. That's the price of greatness. And shortcuts cheat the process. And when you cheat the process, you weaken the product. Let me say that again. When you cheat the process, you weaken the product. You wonder why people fall off after they get famous overnight. You wonder why athletes with talent but no work ethic disappear after a season. Because they took the elevator. They skipped steps. And when life hits them with something real, they crumble because they never built that foundation. But when you climb the stairs, one step, one lesson, one test at a time, you get built, you get shaped, you get ready. And listen, I get it. Stairs are slow, they're painful. They make your legs burn. They make you question yourself. Elevators, they're fast, they're easy, they're smooth. But don't get it twisted. What's fast isn't always better. What's easy isn't always real. Sometimes the slow grind is the only way to make it last. You gotta fall in love with the work, not the result, not the applause, not the followers, not the money, the work. Because that's the only thing you control. The grind, the process, the effort. That's yours. You see, when you take shortcuts, you rob yourself of the muscle it takes to stay there. Anybody can get rich. Anybody can go viral. But can you stay there? Can you build something that lasts for decades? Can you live in your purpose day after day? You only learn that on the stairs. Every step is a lesson. Every step is a test. Every step is molding you into the version of yourself that can handle the blessing when it comes. You keep praying for the top, but you're not even climbing. You're waiting for somebody to hand it to you. You think your dream's gonna knock on your door and say, here I am. No, you gotta chase that thing down. You gotta bleed for it. You gotta outlast everybody else who quits halfway up the staircase. And hear me, shortcuts come with consequences. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually you'll see the crash. You'll feel the weight of skipping the work. You'll face the truth. You can't cheat greatness. You can't fake consistency. You can't microwave purpose. So stop looking for hacks. Stop looking for the easy way out. Stop copying people who you think are ahead of you. They don't have your race. They don't have your story. Take your own stair. Take your own stair. Embrace your own journey. Trust your own grind. Because when you do it the hard way, the right way, you build something nobody can take from you. You become someone no storm can shake. You don't just reach the top, you belong there. And that, my friend, is the difference between temporary success and legacy. So next time you find yourself wishing for the elevator, remind yourself, I'm built for the stair. Keep climbing. Let me tell you something that's gonna hurt a little, but it's the truth. You can't skip levels in life. You just can't. I know you wish you could. I know you look around and it feels like some people jump from level 1 to level 10 overnight. But listen to me. Real success doesn't work like that. And even if it looks like they skip levels, I promise you, life will make them pay for it later. This ain't a video game where you enter a cheat code and jump to the end. This is life. This is legacy. It's about who you become along the way. And you don't become great by skipping the struggle. You become great by going through it. I know it's tempting. You want to fast forward. You want the money now, the title now, the respect, name. But what you don't realize is that every level you skip is a strength you didn't build. It's a lesson you didn't learn. And when you get to the top without that strength, without that wisdom, you're not prepared to stay there. See, every level has a purpose. Every season you go through, the frustration, the failure, the waiting, the doubt, it's doing something to you. It's teaching you how to stay calm in chaos, how to solve problems, how to lead, how to endure. That pain you're trying to avoid, that pain is preparation. Don't you dare try to skip preparation. You want the championship, but you don't want the training. You want to shine under the lights, but you don't want to put in the hours when no one is watching. That's not how it works. You got to earn the next level, not wish for it, not fake it, earn it. Look, I know people jump levels. They had talent, they had hype, and yeah, they blew up fast. But when the pressure came, when the real test came, when adversity hit, they folded. Why? Because they didn't build the foundation. They didn't go through the grind. They didn't build depth, and shallow roots get ripped out fast. You think life is punishing you, but it's not. Life is preparing you. You're not stuck. You're being sharpened. That level you hate, that season when nobody's calling you back, that's where you're learning what endurance really means. That's where you're building habits. That's where your identity is being forged. The people who make it, I'm talking about the ones who stay on top for years, who build something real. They didn't skip. They stayed on level 1 until they mastered it. Then they moved to level 2 and got tested again. Then 3, then 4, brick by brick. Step by step, that's how you build legacy. You want to know why skipping levels is dangerous? Because if you don't understand what it took to get there, you'll never understand what it takes to keep it. Let me break that down. It's one thing to reach success. It's another thing to sustain it, to grow it, to protect it. You can't do that with shortcuts. You can only do that with roots. And roots are grown deep, not fast. You're not just trying to get rich. You're trying to build generational wealth. You're not just trying to be noticed. You're trying to be respected. That takes work. That takes consistency. That takes patience. That takes patience. And most of all, it takes process. So don't get discouraged because it's taking time. Don't get frustrated because it feels slow. That's the design. You're not behind. You're just building something that can't be rushed. You're leveling up the right way. And when you do that, when you earn every level, when you embrace every hard lesson, when you rise without skipping, there's nothing that can stop you because you're ready. Not just ready to reach the top, but ready to stay there. You're not a lottery winner. You're a warrior. You didn't fall into success. You fought for it. You didn't inherit it. You built it. You didn't copy someone else's shortcut. You took the long way and owned every inch of that journey. So the next time you're tempted to rush it, to skip steps, to fake what you haven't earned, pause. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, I don't skip levels. I master them. Let everyone else take the elevator, if there even is one. You're built for the stairs, one level at a time, all the way to the top. Let me speak to your heart right now, not your comfort, not your ego, your heart. Heart. Because somebody out there needs to hear this. Pain is not punishment. Pain is part of the process. You think because you're hurting, something's wrong. You think because it's heavy, you're off track. You think because you feel broken, you're losing. But hear me loud and clear. Pain doesn't mean you're being destroyed. Pain means you're being developed. Every great story is written in ink and sweat. Every champion has bled for what they believed in. Every leader has hurt in silence before they ever got heard in public. You want success? You want to be great? Then you better stop running from pain and start learning from it. Pain is a teacher, a guide, a fire. It forges what comfort never could. When you go through pain and still keep moving, that's how you build resilience. That's how you build identity. That's how you build unshakable purpose. See, everybody wants the results, but nobody wants the resistance. They want the muscles, but not the gym. They want the wisdom, but not the mistakes. They want the stage, but not the scars. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't work like that. You don't get strong in safety. You don't get wise in ease. You grow through grind. You rise through pressure. Pain is how purpose is born. Some of you are praying for elevation, but every time life puts weight on your shoulders, you collapse. Listen, pain is the stairwell to your next level. You can't skip it. You can't escape it. You have to go through it. When you're in pain, that's when your character shows up. Not when it's easy. Not when it's convenient. Pain strips away the fake and reveals the real. Who are you when it hurts? Who are you when it's lonely? Who are you when nobody's clapping, nobody's watching, nobody's helping? That's when warriors are born. Not on the mountaintop, in the valley, in the fire, in the silence, in the pain. You ask me, why does it have to hurt so bad? Because that pain is proof you're not dead. It means you're becoming. It means something is shifting. You're not stuck. You're stretching. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You're not failing. You're forward. Let me tell you something about pain. When you let it in, when you stop fighting it, start learning from it, it changes you. It humbles you. It sharpens you. It makes you grateful. It makes you real. It keeps you grounded. And more than anything, it gives you perspective. You don't quit in pain. You grow in it. Look at the grace. The legends, the icons, they didn't become who they are by avoiding pain. They walked through it. They endured betrayal, loss, injury, failure, doubt, and kept going. They used the pain to fuel the purpose. Listen to me. You got two choices when pain comes. You can run from it, or you can rise with it. Pain is pressure, and pressure creates diamonds. You think that pain is trying to break you? No, it's trying to build you. It's breaking off the weakness. It's breaking off the doubt. It's breaking off the old version of you that can't carry the weight of the blessing you've been praying for. You want the reward, but you don't want the refiner's fire. That fire is necessary because your future has a weight to it. And if you don't go through the pain now, you won't be strong enough to handle it when it shows up. So stop seeing pain as the enemy. Start seeing it as the bridge between who you are and who you're destined to be. Let me say this. The pain you feel today, that emotional weight, that pressure, that heartache, is shaping the person who can lead, who can love deeper, who can serve better, who can shine brighter. Don't you give up just because it hurts. Don't you back down just because it's uncomfortable. Lean in, breathe, stand tall, keep walking. Because on the other side of that pain is a version of you this world needs. A version of you that you haven't even met yet. Yeah. And when you finally ride, not in spite of the pain, but because of it, you'll understand that the pain wasn't the problem. It was the process. So take it, own it, use it, because pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning of greatness. Let's cut straight to it. Motivation ain't enough. You keep waiting to feel like it. You keep waiting for the right move, the perfect moment, the right energy. And that's why you're stuck. That's why you keep starting strong and quitting halfway. That's why you're fired up on Monday and falling apart by Wednesday, because you're relying on motivation, and motivation is temporary. You hear me? It's temporary. It comes and it goes. It's like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's stormy. Sometimes it shows up strong, and sometimes it disappears. So if your grind is based on motivation, guess what? Your results are gonna come and go too. But discipline is a decision. It's not a feeling, it's a lifestyle. You saying, I don't care how I feel, I'm doing it anyway. It's you showing up tired, showing up frustrated, showing up broke, showing up hurt, and still giving 120%. That's discipline. That's what separates the great from the good. That's what champions are made of. You think Kobe felt like shooting in the gym at 4 a.m. every day? You think Serena felt like training while the world slept? You think it feels like speaking fire every time he steps on a stage? No, but we do it anyway because discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline is loyal. Discipline is consistent. Discipline shows up when emotions walk out. Let me ask you this. Are your dreams big enough to keep going without motivation? If not, you're not ready. Because real success demands discipline. Discipline is waking up and grinding when no one's clapping for you. It's putting in the reps when the spotlight's off. It's doing the small things over and over and over until excellence becomes your default setting. It's about getting up every day and doing what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in is gone. You think the greatest people in the world feel like it every day? No, but they're committed to the outcome. They're committed to the result. And because of that, they discipline themselves daily. They treat their goals like appointments, not suggestion. Discipline means you're no longer negotiating with laziness. You're not negotiating with excuses. You're not negotiating with I'm tired or I had a rough day. You're done having conversations with weakness. You're in command now. And here's what I love about discipline. It doesn't take talent. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take connections. It just takes commitment. Anybody can be disciplined, but most people won't because it costs too much. It costs comfort. It costs convenience. But if you're serious about changing your life, that's the price. Discipline is what gets you to the top and keeps you the top and keeps you there. Motivation might get you started, but it's not strong enough to carry you through the storms, the hard days, the silent seasons. Motivation is cute, but discipline is what finishes the race. Some of y'all are addicted to feeling hype. You chasing motivational quotes, motivational videos, motivational speeches. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for that. But that's the spark. That's not the engine. That's not the fuel. Discipline is the fuel. Discipline keeps the fire burning when the hype wears off. You gotta train yourself to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You gotta lead yourself, push yourself, check yourself. Because some days no one's gonna be there to push you. No coach, no mentor, no crowd, just you and the work. And let me be real with you. That's where greatness is forged. In the dark, in the quiet, in the discipline. When no one's watching, when nobody's applauding, when it's just you in the grind. So stop chasing motivation. Stop waiting for it. It's unreliable. Start cultivating discipline. Show up every day and give it what you got. Not because it feels good, but because it matters. Because your dream is on the line. Your future is on the line. Your legacy is on the line. Listen to me. If you ever want to separate yourself, if you ever want to be undeniable, if you ever want to be the one people look at and say, how do they do it? The answer is simple. Discipline. Daily, no matter what. Because in the end, talent might start the race, but discipline finishes it. Let's get something straight right now. You will never reach success without sacrifice. Period. You can't hold on to everything and expect to climb. You can't chase your dreams and still stay comfortable. You can't move forward while clinging to what's holding you back. Sacrifice is not optional. Sacrifice is the entrance fee to greatness. And most people miss out, not because they don't have talent, but because they aren't willing to pay the price. Everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants to give something up for it. You want to win, but you're not willing to lose anything to get there. But success don't work like that. You have to let go of what's good to get to what's great. You want freedom? You want impact? You want your family to live better than you did? Then you better understand this truth. There is no breakthrough without breakdown. There's no championship without commitment. There's no purpose without pain. You're going to have to sacrifice sleep. You're going to have to sacrifice comfort. You're going to have to walk away from distraction. That's the cost. And if you're not willing to pay it, don't expect to hold the trophy. See, we love the success stories. We celebrate the highlights. But what we don't see is the grind behind the scenes. The birthdays missed, the mics alone, the calls unanswered because they were too busy building. That's what it takes. Not just desire. Discipline was sacrifice. When I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, I had to make a choice. I could have blamed the world. I could have chased fast money. But I sacrificed. I gave up the easy route for the right one. I gave up sleep to read books. I gave up distractions to find purpose. I gave up a fitting in so I could stand out. And now people see the spotlight, but what they don't see is the sacrifice that lit the path to give. Listen to me. You can't take success with you until you leave something behind. You got to release some things. Release excuses. Release toxic people. Release bad habits. You can't hold on to comfort and expect to become a warrior. Some of you are stuck because you're carrying things you were supposed to drop seasons ago. And you keep asking why you're not moving, why you're still in the same place. It's because you're trying to upgrade your life while keeping old patterns. That math don't work. You got to trade your now for your next. You want to be the best? Then you need to give your best. Not just when it's easy, but every single day. You got to sacrifice temporary pleasure for permanent progress. You got to say no to things that most people say yes to, because your dream requires a different level of focus. While they party, you plan. While they sleep, you study. While they scroll, you grind. While they doubt, you build. That's sacrifice. Let me give it to you straight. You can't live average and expect to achieve excellence. You can't live like everyone else and think your life's going to be different. Different requires different. And different always comes with a cost. But here's the thing. When you pay that cost, when you sacrifice the short term for the long term, when you give up what's comfortable for what's calling you, that's when transformation happens. That's when doors open. That's when your life changes. So yeah, it hurts sometimes. Yeah, you'll feel like giving up. You'll feel lonely. You'll question yourself. But in those moments, I want you to ask yourself this: what's more important, what I want now or what I want most? Because the people who make it, they don't choose what's easy. They choose what's necessary. So are you willing to sacrifice who you are for who you could become? Are you willing to sacrifice your pride to grow? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort to create something that outlives you? Because if you are, then you're ready. You're ready for the stairs. You're ready to climb. You're ready for the journey that very few are willing to take. And let me tell you something. Once you get to the top, once you look back and see everything you gave up, you won't regret a single thing. Because you'll realize that everything you sacrificed was just making space for everything greater. Success requires sacrifice. If you're willing to give it, you can have it all. Let's be real. Everybody wants to get to the top, but nobody wants to climb. Everybody wants the view, but they don't want the process. They want to be known, but they don't want to grow. They want the crown, but not the calluses. But let me tell you something. The climb is where character is built. You're asking for success. Okay, I hear you. But the question is, can you handle what comes with it? Can you carry the weight of it? Can you stay grounded when the spotlight's on you? Because hear me loud and clear. Without character, your success will crush you. You don't build character at the top. You build it on the way up. You build it in the struggle, in the quiet, in the unknowns, in the rejection, in the nights you cry but still keep going. In the days when quitting feels easier but you should grind anyway. That's where character is for. See, when you take the stairs, when you grind step by step, you're doing more than moving up. You're transforming. Every step is shaping who you are. Every obstacle is teaching you what kind of leader you'll be. Every delay is developing your patience, your focus, your humility. You can't microwave character. You can't fake integrity. You can't download resilience. That stuff is earned, and the climb is where you earn it. You think God's delaying your dream because he forgot about you. No, he's preparing you. You're not being punished. You're being refined. Because if you skip the process, you miss the strength. If you cheat the climb, you cheat your character. Let me be real with you. The climb will break you before it builds you. It will expose your weakness. It will test your limits. It will push you to the edge. And that's the point. Because when it breaks you, it shows you what you're really made of. It reveals who you are underneath the image, the ego, the excuses. You don't know your strength until you've had to fight through something you thought would finish you. You don't know your values until they're tested. You don't know your faith until it's challenged. And the only way to find that version of you is to climb. Listen to me. Climbing is uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it works. Comfort keeps you the same. Climbing changes you. Climbing stretches your mind, expands your capacity, humbles your heart. It teaches you how to lead when no one's watching, how to show up when it's not easy, how to believe when it's not popular. And most importantly, climbing teaches you how to carry yourself. Because success is not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become. You can be rich and broken. You can be popular and empty. But when you climb with character, when you grow through every step, you become someone success can trust. That's what separates you from the rest. That's what gives your story power. That's what makes your impact last. So stop asking, when will I get there? And start asking, who am I becoming while I climb? Stop focusing on the pace, focus on the process. Because every lesson is shaping you. Every trial is training you. Every delay is deepening you. And when you finally reach the top, the real top, you'll have something better than just results. You'll have character. You'll have the strength to stay there. You'll have the heart to lead with honor. You'll have the foundation to build something that lasts. And you'll be able to say, I didn't cheat. I didn't skip. I climbed. And I earned every inch of this. So if you're in the middle of the struggle right now, if it feels slow, if it feels unfair, if it feels like the world is overlooking you, I want you to hear me. Keep climbing. Don't quit. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. Don't take the shortcut. Because this climb, it's not just getting you to your destination. It's building the version of you that can actually live there. Climbing builds grit. Climbing builds discipline. Climbing builds purpose. Climbing builds character. And character is your true success. Listen to me and listen close. Nobody's coming to take care of you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody's climbing those stairs for you. This is your life, your race, your responsibility. We live in a world where everybody's waiting for a handout, waiting for someone to save them, someone to call them, someone to believe in them. But I'm here to tell you right now, stop waiting. This journey, this climb, it's yours alone. I get it. You want support. You want someone to hold your hand and walk you through it. But the truth is, if you want to reach the top, you've got to be willing to climb alone. You got to be willing to grind alone. You got to be willing to believe in yourself when nobody else does. Because let me tell you something. The people you're waiting on, they're fighting their own battles. They're climbing their own mountains. And even if they love you, even if they support you, they can't climb for you. You got to show up for you. You got to want it bad enough to fight for it, even when you feel weak. You've got to care about your dreams enough to wake up before the sun, to push when it hurts, to take the next step when your legs are shaking. That's what greatness is. See, we've been sold this lie that somebody's going to hand us success. That one day some miracle is going to knock on our door and say, here's your dream. But let me make it clear. Success is not given. It's earned. Nobody's going to come and give you discipline. Nobody's going to come and give you effort. Nobody's going to come and build your future. That's on you out putting up. Come on, man. You want something extraordinary. You got to stop thinking ordinary. You got to stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop blaming the school system, the government, your past, and start taking responsibility for your future. Because guess what? The climb don't care who you are. The stairs don't move for anybody. They don't ask for your background. They don't care if you're tired. They don't care if you're scared. You either climb or you stay stuck. But here's the truth. You are more powerful than you think. You don't need someone to give you permission. You don't need someone to validate you. You don't need someone to tell you you're enough. You're already enough. Now act like it. Let me ask you a question. How long are you going to wait? How long are you going to let your dreams sit on the shelf because you're afraid to climb alone? Because people don't believe in you yet? Because you're scared of failing? Listen, fear is part of it. Doubt is part of it. But that can't stop you. That can't define you. If you've got a dream in your heart, then it's your job to protect it, feed it, and fight for it, even if no one else sees it yet. Because when it's all said and done and you look back on your life, it won't be about who didn't help you. It'll be about what you did with what you had. And the question would be, did you climb? You got to stop outsourcing your greatness. You got to stop hoping someone else will show up and do the work for you. You got to own it. All of it. The pain, the pressure, the process, own it. Because here's what happens when you do. You grow. You rise. You stop waiting for a push and you become the force. You stop leaning on others and you start standing on your own 2 feet. You stop making excuses and you start making moves. That's what climbing does. That's what owning your journey does. It builds something inside you that nobody can take away. And look, people might walk with you for a while. They might cheer you on, but the moment things get hard, the moments get hard, the moment it's uphill, most of them will fall off. Not because they're bad people, but because it's not their climb. But you don't stop. You don't quit. You keep climbing. Because when you get to the top, when you finally reach the dream, the goal, the vision, you'll know this one truth. You did it. You showed up. You climb, and no one can take that away from you. So tie your shoes, set your sights high, and start climbing. Not for them, not for likes, not for applause. Climb for you. Let me tell you something the world tries to ignore, but I live by it. Hard work never fails. You hear me? It might take time. It might hurt. It might stretch you. But real, consistent, blood, sweat, and tears kind of work. It never goes unrewarded. See, we live in a time where people chase easy. They chase fast. They chase viral. Everybody wants results right now. But let me ask you something. What happens when the hype fades? What happens when the motivation dies out? What happens when talent alone isn't enough? That's where hard work steps in. You think I got here because I was gifted? No, I got here because I grinded. I outworked every excuse. I outlasted every failure. I outdisciplined every doubt. People see me now and say, yeah, you're gifted. No, I'm committed. There's a difference. The ones who make it, they don't rely on luck. They trust the work. They don't wait to feel inspired. They show up and do it tired. Do it frustrated. Do it afraid. Do it when nobody's watching, nobody's clapping, nobody believes. That's the work. That's the grind. That's what separates winners from wishers. Hard work builds something inside you that can't be taught. It can only be earned. It builds confidence. It builds toughness. It builds toughness. It builds identity. When you know you've put in the work, you walk different, you talk different, you don't hope you're ready. You know you are. Let me tell you something. Your dream has a price tag. In hard work is the currency. You don't pay with opinions. You don't pay with excuses. You don't pay with talent alone. You pay with effort. You pay with hours. You pay with consistency, because the truth is hard work always wins in the long run. You may not be the smartest, but if you outwork them, you'll beat them. You may not have the best background, but if you outgrind them, they'll have to respect you. You may not have the connections, but if you outlast them, you'll rise. You might not start with much, but with hard work, you'll finish with everything. Some people quit after failure. Some stop when it's inconvenient. But if you can keep going when it's dark, when it's heavy, when it's slow, then success won't be a matter of if, it will be a matter of when. You're not losing, you're learning, you're not stuck, you're sharpening. And every time you show up and give your all, even if it's not perfect, you're building momentum. But let me be clear, hard work only works if you do. You can't just work hard one day and expect results. Nah, it's gotta be every day, every moment, every opportunity. That's the difference. The grind doesn't recognize your mood. The grind doesn't care if you're tired. It only responds to consistency. You want results? Then stop making excuses and start making effort. Stop watching other people's success and start working for your own. Stop asking, why not me? And start saying, oh, watch me work. Because eventually the results will show. The progress will come. You won't have to convince anybody. Your work will speak. Your discipline will speak. Your transformation will speak and will say, I didn't get here by chance. I got here by choice. Here's the truth. Talent might get attention, but hard work earns respect. Looks might get likes, but hard work builds legacy. Luck might open a door, but hard work keeps it open. So the next time you feel overlooked, the next time you feel underappreciated, the next time life tries to convince you it's not worth it, double down on the grind. Because while they sleep, you're working. While they sleep, you're working. While they talk, you're walking. While they wait, you're winning. And one day when the world asks how you did it, you won't need a long story. You'll just say, hard work every day and no excuses. So tie your shoes, wipe your tears, silence the doubt, and put in the work. Because hard work never fails, and neither will you. Let's get something straight right now. This journey to success, this grind, this climb up the stair, it's not just about achievement. It's not just about getting to the top. It's about who you become along the way. Because the stairs don't just build your life. They build your character. You want to know why success has no elevator? Because the elevator skips the process. The elevator skips the struggle. The elevator skips the pain. But the pain, the pressure, the process, that's where character is born. See, everybody wants the destination, but not everybody wants the discipline. Everybody wants the rewards, but not everybody wants the refinement. Everybody wants the dream, but few are willing to go through what it costs to handle that dream with integrity. Let me tell you something. The stairs will check your ego. The stairs will expose your weaknesses. The stairs will show you who you really are when no one's clapping, when no one's calling, when everything's quiet, and it's just you, your goals, and your grind. The stairs don't lie. The stairs don't care about your followers. The stairs don't care about your car, your clothes, your status. The stairs ask you one thing. Can you keep climbing even when nobody's watching? That's character. Character is what shows up when it's cold, when it's early, when it's lonely, and you do the work anyway. Character is pushing through when you don't feel motivated. Character is choosing to keep your standards high when cutting corners will be easier. The stairs will put you through the fire, and fire does two things. It either burns you up or it refines you. You choose which one. See, you don't really know what you're made of until life tests you, until it humbles you, until you fail and get back up again. Until you're broke, but still show up with excellence. Until you've been rejected, but still give your best to the next opportunity. That's character. And you don't get it from taking shortcuts. You get it from the stairs. When you climb those stairs every day, not for recognition, not for attention, not for applause, but because you refuse to quit on your destiny, that's when character gets built. You become reliable. You become resilient. You become relentless. And let me tell you something, character will take you where talent never could. Because talent might open the door, but character keeps you in the room. Talent might shine for a moment, but character sustains the legacy. You want lasting success. You want lasting success? Build your character. You want peace in the storm? Build your character. You want respect that can't be bought or borrowed? Build your character. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes building character hurts. Sometimes it means going without. Sometimes it means taking losses you didn't deserve. Sometimes it means staying silent when you want to defend yourself. Sometimes it means giving when you barely got anything left. But every time you take the stairs, every time you choose principle over popularity, purpose over pleasure, faith over fear, you rise, you become stronger, you become wiser, you become someone that can't be shaken. Success that's built on shortcuts will crumble, but success built on character, that's the kind that lasts. So stop worrying about speed. Focus on strength. Stop stressing over results. Focus on who you're becoming. Because when you build the right character, you won't just make it. You'll be able to handle it once you do. The world doesn't need more talented people. It needs more people with character. People who are real. People who are real. People who are consistent. People who are disciplined. People who are trusted, even when no one's watching. So next time the stairs feel long, next time the process feels heavy, next time you feel like giving up, remember, this climb is not a punishment, it's preparation. It's shaping you into the person who can handle the platform you're asking for. The stairs are building your character, and that's more valuable than any destination you're climbing to. Let me make this real simple for you. Success is earned, not given. You gotta earn every single step, every level, every breakthrough, every victory. Ain't nobody gonna hand you your dream. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You wouldn't earn it. See, too many people walk around expecting results without the responsibility. They want the perks, but not the pain. They want the shine, but not the struggle. But I'm telling you right now, there are no handouts on this journey. There are no shortcuts, no cheat codes. Just grind, just work, just sweat, just earn it. You think you're gonna walk into greatness just because you want it bad? Nah, this life don't care how bad you want it. This life rewards the ones who work for it. You gotta get up every day and show this world who you are, not just once, not just on Monday. Every single day, because every step you take on that staircase, you're paying for it in energy, in time, in commitment, in sacrifice. That means showing up when your body says quit. That means staying focused when distractions scream louder. That means pushing when your mind is begging for comfort. Because hear me, no one climbs by accident. You don't fall to the top. You don't stumble into success. You don't luck your way into becoming the best version of yourself. You earn it with consistency, with resilience, with pure, unfiltered work. The stair, they're not there to punish you. They're there to prove you, to ask you, How bad do you really want this to check you? Are you ready for what you say you're praying for? Everybody says they want success until it's time to pay the price. Everybody loves a dream. Or sometimes they do the boring, the difficult, the unseen work behind the scenes. That's why only a few ever make it. Because only a few are willing to earn every step. You want financial freedom? Earn it. By sacrificing today for your future. You want a healthy body? Earn it. By saying no to junk. Saying yes to discipline. You want a powerful mindset? Earn it. By feeding your brain the right fuel, cutting out the garbage. Nothing worth having comes easy. And if it did come easy, you wouldn't respect it. You think you value success if you can skip all the work? Nah. It's the fight that makes the finish line mean something. It's the climb that gives the top its worth. Because listen, the grind don't just get you the goal. It gets you ready for the goal. The stairs don't just lead you to success. They make sure you're strong enough to stay there once you arrive. The process is part of the promise. The struggle is part of the story. The stairs, they make the man, they make the woman, they make the warrior. So stop looking for the elevator. Stop waiting for a miracle. Stop praying for shortcuts and start embracing the process. Because every step you take is shaping you. Every rep, every rejection, every early morning, every late night, that's not wasted. That's investment, and the return's massive. You might not see the progress right away. You might feel stuck. You might wonder if it's even working. But I promise you, if you're showing up, if you're grinding, if you're giving it all you've got, you are earning your way, step by step, day by day, brick by brick. So don't you quit now. Don't you let go. You come too far to stop halfway up the stair. You cry too many tears. You pray too many prayers. You sacrifice too many nights. Earn every step. Let the world know you didn't get handed a thing. You climb, you fall, you bled, you built. When you reach the top, you'll be able to say, I didn't skip no step. I earned every inch of this. So top those laces. Wipe the sweat, ignore the noise, and take the next step. Because success has no elevator, you gotta earn every step. You wanna know what keeps you steady on the stairs when life tries to knock you off balance? You wanna know what keeps you going when motivation fades, when emotions swing, when the weather changes and your feelings say a quit? It's discipline. Discipline is the handrail on the stairs to success. See it? Motivation will get you started. Inspiration will hype you up. But discipline, that's what keeps you moving when the music stops. You can't climb these stairs on hype alone. You can't rely on mood, vibes, or perfect condition. Because success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It rewards those who show up whether they feel like it or not. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It means waking up before the sun. It means turning off the phone and tuning into your purpose. It means saying a no to distractions so you can say yes out to destiny. I need you to understand. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Discipline is what makes greatness possible. Look, everybody's got goals. Everybody's got a vision board. Everybody talks about a leveling up. But how many people are willing to deny themselves daily pleasures to reach it? Not many. That's why there's so much average and so little exceptional. You don't become a legend by doing what's easy. You become a legend by doing what's right, consistently, when no one is watching. You think champions feel like training every day? You think winners always feel like sacrificing? No, but they do it anyway. Why? Because they train their mind to be stronger than their mood. They build a habit of discipline. Discipline says, I don't care if I'm tired, I'm still grinding. Discipline says, I don't care if I failed yesterday, I'm still climbing. Discipline says, this is what I do. I don't negotiate with my goals. That's what the stairs demand. That's what success requires. It's not perfection, discipline. Some of y'all are praying for next level blessings while still living on first level habits. You want elevation, but you don't want structure. You want results, but you don't want routine. You want the crown, but you don't want the cross. But let me tell you something. Discipline is the price tag on every dream. It's the meal plan when everybody else is eating junk. It's the gym session when your body says to sleep. It's the study session when your friends say, come out. It's the silence when gossip surrounds you. It's the humility when your name is overlooked. Discipline is lonely sometimes, but it's powerful. It turns potential into performance. It turns ideas into impact. Every time you choose discipline, you take one more step up the staircase. You gain control. You gain momentum. You gain confidence. Because here's the truth. When you live by discipline, you start trusting yourself. You start believing, I do what I say I'm going to do. You stop making excuses. You stop breaking promises to yourself. You become reliable to your purpose. Let me be real. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And discipline is your system. It's the habit of showing up, locked in, ready to execute. So while everybody else is talking, you're doing. While everybody else is distracted, you're focused. While everybody else is waiting for the elevator, you're already halfway up the stair, hand on the rail, eyes on the prize. And when you get to the top, they're gonna ask how you did it. You tell them, I didn't rely on feeling. I didn't wait for perfect timing. I grip the handrail of discipline and I climb one step at a time. That's the blueprint. That's the truth. That's the only way. Because success has no elevator. Discipline is the handrail that helps you take the stair all the way up. Let me tell you something real. The view from the top, that breathtaking, panoramic, world-shifting view, it's not for everybody. It's not for the ones who quit halfway. It's not for the ones looking for shortcuts. It's not for the ones standing at the bottom talking about what they could have been. The view is only meant for the climbers. If you've ever stood at the top of something you worked your whole life for, you know what I mean. There's something sacred about the mountaintop. It feels different when you earned your way there. When every drop of sweat, every sacrifice, every sleepless night, when it all led to that moment, the view becomes a symbol of everything you endured, everything you overcame. Let's get one thing straight. The view is not just a prize, it's a responsibility. See, when you make it to the top, it ain't about flexing. It's not about showing off, it's about showing what's possible. It's about inspiring the next climber, the next dreamer, the next generation. To see the view, to feel it, to live it, you have to climb. You have to fight your way through every level. You have to pass every chance, every trial, every temptation. You don't get the view by quitting when it gets tough. You don't get it by sitting still, hoping opportunity knocks. You get the view by taking the stairs, by putting in the unseen work, by pushing when nobody's watching. You think people who live in purpose got there by accident? You think success just found them? Nah, they climbed. They put one foot in front of the other, even when their legs were shaking. They kept going when the staircase felt endless. They believed in the destination more than they feared to climb. Listen to me. The top has space, but it doesn't have room for excuses. The top will welcome you, but only if you earn it. Only if you kept climbing through heartbreak. Only if you kept climbing through failure. Only if you kept climbing when people left you, laughed at you, and labeled you. See, I know what it's like to want to quit. I know what it feels like to sit on those steps and wonder if the top is even real. But I also know this. You can't see the view from the bottom. You can imagine it, you can dream about it. But you can't feel it until you climb for it. That's why the stairs are so important. Every step is preparing you. Every floor you pass is teaching you. Every level is building the mindset, the strength, the character required for the top. And when you finally get there, you're not the same person who started at the bottom. You're transformed because the journey changed you. The climb gave you scars, but those scars, they made you wise. The climb broke you down, but in breaking you, it rebuilt you stronger. The climb was lonely, but it taught you how to depend on God and not give up. So when you stand at the top, you stand with a different kind of pride. Not pride in yourself, but pride in the process. Because the view don't just show you what's possible, it reminds you what you survived. Now, let me ask you something. Are you climbing or are you coasting? Are you stepping or are you stalling? Because if you want the view, it ain't gonna meet you halfway, you gotta earn it. Every single inch. When you get there, you're gonna look down and realize it wasn't just about the destination. It was about who you became on the way up. The view from the top. That's for the relentless. That's for the ones who didn't give up when the steps got steep. That's for the warriors. Oh, that's for the believers. That's for the disciplined. That's for the ones who kept climbing when nobody clapped. So if that's you, keep going. Don't you dare quit now. You're closer than you think. And I promise you this, The view is worth every step. Success has no elevator. Take the stairs, because only the climbers get the view.